Hi, my name is Dee, and my job title is Post-Secondary Home Economics Teacher or Family and Consumer Science Education Teacher. And I did not get a chance to find an organization or a contact because there really isn't anybody up here teaching that at this time. And so pretty much my research was done online, but I did find a wealth of information out there. The working environment out there in the past, this was pretty much taught in the high school and middle school settings, but now sometimes in the high school, but mainly in the college setting. But you can also teach this from the home in the private setting. In the college and high school setting, your typical work environment is going to be a Monday through Friday classroom times, 7 to 5, or sometimes nights, weekends, whatever the demand is for that class. The flexibility and independence for the classroom is you're not going to have a lot because you are working for a company and it is up to them, and it is very dependent on them, and so it's not a lot in family friendliness. Whereas in the private environment, you are the one that sets the schedule. It's up to you to decide when you want to have the classes and at what time you want to have them. So the flexibility is pretty good, and you have a lot of independence. It's very family friendly. However, the classes are going to be about 2 to 3 hours long, so you do have to block that much time out if you are teaching that from your home. Some of the typical stressors for this job are the very long hours. Your day starts long before you show up to your class to teach, and it ends long after your students already go home. So there's a lot of preparation, grading, and whatnot that goes into this. Another stressor is dealing with people, human relations. You've got to deal with people that may not want to be in your class. They're there only because they have to be. And, like I said, mainly it's going to be long hours is going to be the biggest stressor. The typical benefits for this job, I'd like to start out with something more than financial, is the satisfaction that I'm going to get teaching people to take care of themselves, watching them grow and progress, knowing that you're making a difference in their lives. Benefits for working for a school, because you are working for a company. You typically get the usual medical, dental, vision, 401k, some paid time off, but it does depend on who you're working for and what they're offering. However, working in a private environment, you're not going to have any of that. It's going to be solely up to you to provide your own medical, dental, vision, insurance, save your own money for retirement, and if you're not working, you're not getting paid. Some of the common tasks for this job, like I said, you have to prepare your lessons, so you're going to be preparing lessons prior to getting to class. You're going to have to come in with supplies, because these types of classes do require quite a bit of supplies. Of course, you're going to be teaching, and this is going to be mainly hands-on. You're going to be right there with your students, working with them, observing them, helping them, correcting them, and showing them what needs to be done. You're also going to be grading tests and assignments, providing feedback to them, and also offering office hours should they need it. The educational requirements for this degree are varied from state to state, and the one similar requirement is that you do need a bachelor's degree, generally in family and consumer sciences education, but there have been others listed out there. This degree covers a wide variety of different types of classes. I mean, it's cooking, sewing, food, nutrition, budgeting, family and marriage. It's early childhood development, special education. There's a wide variety of different classes that we're going to be taking, and they look like they're a lot of fun. This also requires internships, working alongside licensed teachers, and generally it looks like you're going to be teaching the classes. Then they're going to be grading you. After receiving your bachelor's degree, some states and schools require a graduate degree. And this graduate degree is a little more specific. It's kind of like your bachelor's degree. However, you're going to choose more of a specific topic, say cooking. So you'll be taking nutrition and food preparation, maybe shopping wisely for the products. And then you've got to get certified. So that means going back to school again and getting a teaching certificate. And then last but not least, you've got to get a license. Most states and schools require licensing. And some of the private schools don't, but generally the states do. The salary was a bit confusing. When I did the research for the highs and lows, typically the state of Arizona showed that the starting wage was about $45,000 a year, and with experience it was $86,000 a year. But when I started looking at my town, they said, or it said, it was somewhere around $29,000 for starting, with experience around $41,000. And I chose this career for several reasons. First of all, I see a need for this. They have taken home ec out of the schools. It's not being taught anymore. Parents are busy and they don't have the time. And everybody is pretty much dependent nowadays on pre-made items. And the young adults can't cook for themselves. They can't sew. Simply sew a button on, hem up a pair of pants, sew up a hole. They simply throw their stuff away and go get a new one. And a big thing is they don't communicate very well with each other. Equally important is I really want to help young adults gain the necessary skills to get out there on their own. They're not going to be with mom and dad anymore, and they're not going to have that kind of help right there to help them avoid traps that generally young adults fall into, and like credit card debt. And I have seen many young adults fall into unnecessary debt. They generally do not know how to manage their money, their finances. They don't know how to budget. They eat out all the time. They buy whatever they want, and they do fall into that debt. And then they spend years trying to get out of it. Life and marriage, family, they're all hard enough without adding additional stress to it. Home economics teachers, they teach more than just the basic cooking and sewing nowadays. Like I said, they teach cooking, nutrition, meal prep, shopping, sewing, clothing, construction, budget, finance, money management, child development, parenting, household maintenance and upkeep, communication skills. There's quite a wide variety. Some that weren't listed that I thought would be really interesting were the basic vegetable and fruit gardening, something somebody can do right there, on a small plot of land. You don't need a huge farm for this. You could do it in containers. And food storage, and we all know food storage is very important. And for all my information, like I said, I got it off the internet, and some of the sources that I used were learningpath.org, learn.org, teachingcertification.com, and study.com, aafcs.org, and I went to salarygenius.com for my salary information. Hope this gives you a better idea of what a home economics teacher does. It's more than basic cooking and sewing nowadays. And have a good day.